Yo, yo, it's SmallmouthCrush, and we are back at it. Got the FLW BFL Lake Ontario 2-day tournament, Saturday and Sunday. Up a few days early. Trying to figure out how we're going to put the beat down on these smallmouth. Hopefully it's going to be a good one. It's all coming up. Okay, so we're in a familiar spot. We got the same cabin we were at for the Costa event, and we got Matt with us, Charles, the FLW photographer. Y'all remember Charles? What's up, Charles?
Hi guys.
Matt.
Yo, yo. What's up?
Charles pours his own liquor and baits. Just so you know.
Well played. Well played.
So it's actually fairly calm. They're calling for, well, if you look at the top of those trees, you can see a little bit of movement. When you see a little bit of movement, that means that it's moving way out there on the big lake. So it's going to be a challenge. I think we're going to go out there and check things out though. Boys could just hire Red Dog fishing charters. So it's just a thought. Late summer right now, and it's like very cold. Okay, I got a little wet on the way out here, so I got the Stormar jacket that I normally wear when it's like 40 degrees or cooler. However, nights have been the 50s, highs only in the 60s. And so it's brutal out here. Not used to that. It's way too cold for this time of year. We are getting to the fall transition though, so things will be changing rapidly here. But I would just want to go through a couple different ways how I find some of these fish out here and really go into detail on how I do that. So for the last good hour, 2 hours now, I've been idling around out here. And I'm just looking for breaks. So I'm looking for transitions. You know, the area I found right here is that there's a 30-foot flat and it drops into about 60, and there's a really defined edge that drops off pretty quick. And I'm just going along here and trying to mark fish and seeing where they're stacked up. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna keep idling, see if we can mark some fish and find out what size they are, if it's a large school of fish, and if it's an area that may hold up in the future. All I'm doing is looking here on my graph. You can see I got the side imaging, I have my map up here, and then I have my 2D. And the map, really, I'm working this edge right here. You can see I made some circles here. You can see there's a fish right there, about 43 feet of water. In fact, there's a couple fish right below us. Now, I literally was doing this for a good hour and a half now and haven't found anything yet. I stumbled upon this and thought, you know what, let's get the camera out and kind of go through how I find these fish. But for a while, it was sketchy at best. It took me a while to find this. And that's all you have to do. You just have to keep moving, keep looking. When you mark them, I mean, this thing doesn't lie. Typically, they're smallmouth and they're there, and you can normally catch them, but you just have to put the time in to locate them. I get excited when I find a big pot of fish though, man. I mean, they could be 4, 5, 6 pounders. Sometimes they're grouped together, sometimes they're 2 pounders. So a spot like this with that nice drop could really be some good sized fish on it. So I'm basically just drop shotting. I'm using the Gajo Spirit Shad. I got about 1.5 foot leader. I like a little bit longer leader, but That's where we're at right now until I retie. So I'm just gonna go back over this little ledge. And I'll actually, you guys probably see me do this in my other videos. I'm just gonna put the boat in neutral and toss out the back if I mark a fish. If I start catching them, then I'll get up on the trolling motor and really work the area. You know, in that hour and a half I was idling and not finding anything, I did mark 2 fish, dropped down to them, didn't get a bite, so I don't know what they were, but they certainly weren't stacked up by any means. There's one right there, and there's some bait. So I'm just gonna toss this guy out. See if I can get this thing hooked up right. Bear with me. I'm trying to do it all. About 30 feet of water. Surprised I didn't get a bite. I mean, that was a good mark. There he is. Got him. I was wondering when that fish was gonna bite. Doesn't feel big. Jace, come on, brother. Oh, there's a bunch down there. I gotta deal with him for a second. As you can see, he's pretty small. Just want to get him in so he can drop down there. There's a couple good marks. Now, I'm not discouraged that this guy's super small because I mean, there could be some good ones down there. There's one right below the boat here. I'm gonna try to see if there's some bigger fish in here. There certainly could be. I should get a bite here instantly. I mean, they're stacked down there. There he is. Small. Now, I normally don't fight fish like this, but we're just out messing around. I'm just trying to get them in as fast as I can without breaking my line. They're getting a little bigger. It's not, I mean, just under 3 pounds. Right, so now I'm gonna go back over where I saw those fish. I'm just gonna go out a little bit deeper. Right now I'm in 45. Those fish are right on that transition. I mean, well, 43, and there's fish right below us. Now I'm in 46. They just, They're kind of right up here on this edge, I believe. It's a heck of a drop here. Okay, so here's the ledge, and there's the fish. So without a doubt, I go like that. Alright, so let me get back on the deal here. I'm in 50, so this is a real nice steep drop here. And there's fish. Basically right here. We can shut the motor off for a second, I guess. The water temps are cool out here. We haven't really had I mean, these fish are so messed up this year. Such a cold spring. There was a late spawn. I caught a fish on a bed here the last weekend in July. And it never got hot. It was never a hot year, really. It was just kind of a real mild summer. And now the water temps are dropping again, and these fish are just like, okay, winter's coming. So I'm not on the deal here. I just drifted off a bit. I'll tell you what, guys, let's put the trolling motor down and work this area, because it really appears that it's not a place where you can idle and drop down every once in a while. It's like they're just right on that drop. I'll show you what I mean here. I'm not sure how well you guys can see this. So there's nothing, 30 feet of water, and then all of a sudden, there they are. See them down there? That's what we're looking for. Now we're in 45 right now, so just on this little ledge here, right on this ledge is where those fish are. So I ended up catching a couple good fish here. This guy was, he was bleeding out of the gills pretty bad and came up pretty quick, so I put him in a live well, and I wanted to fizz him just to make sure he'd be able to swim away. What happens is they come up so quick in deep water, and their air bladders are full of air, and they're having a hard time swimming back down. So you have to go in and deflate them, let the air out. That way they can balance themselves out. A lot of times you'll see these fish in the live wells when you catch them upside down, and in the weighing bags that you'll see. And see, they just need to let that air out so they can float right side up again. That's a good one. So what was really cool about today's practice is I decided to look for new fish, look for new areas, and spend a lot of time just idling around looking for new stuff that I haven't fished in the past. That's what I like to do. When I have a few extra days in practice. I'm not like rushed trying to make something happen. I can just go out and let the lake tell me what's up. And so I was pretty happy that I found these fish. And today my bag was pushing. I'm pretty good at guessing. I'm gonna say right around 27. for 5 fish. I had a couple that were solid 5 3/4, and then you know, plenty of fish over 4.5 pounds, 5 pounds, and so that would be a good, decent bag, especially an individual tournament. Team tournament, you know, not so much. A team tournament with the right sticks in the boat that know what they're doing, and on some pretty good spots. I mean, you can see a 27, 28, 29 pound bag, I believe. But an individual tournament like these BFLs, if you can get 25 pounds by yourself, you're doing something right.
Fatty. Fatty.
I was pretty much ready to come here for the tournament.
That's the kind we need.
Although, believe it or not, I find something a little bit better towards the end of the week.
Big mama.
At least in my mind. So as good as this area is, I think I'm going to be hitting it during the tournament.
Hefty.
Say what? All right, yo, we just got back and we are done with the practice session. Charles cooked us some pulled pork. And Stasiak has the Miller Lite going.
Start this derby tomorrow. We're ready to go.
Yeah, we caught them pretty good today. I had 20, 35 pounds, and you caught a bunch, so we're good. Yeah, the bite's good. Bite is good. Hopefully the guys don't go out to the lake. It's a BFL. There's not going to be a lot of chumps running out to the lake. A lot of guys think the river will produce a winning bag.
Yeah, Chippewa Bay will probably be.
Yeah, go to Chippewa Bay and throw your spy bait. Throw the Strike King spy bait. That's all we got. We'll see you guys in the morning.